Today I'm going to show you how to get maximum money out of your property from a licensed realtor. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Guys, you see what's going on my other side? Look at all this mess. This is my house. And, well, I'm a realtor myself, is eXp Realty licensed here in Alberta. And why am I doing all of this mess? Why the hell am I doing this? Well, let me show you guys. Well, I want to just show you what's going on here. You see all of this stuff is that on the ground. There is a screen, old frame, in 1969 built home. That's the house I live in. Ironically, none of my clients, I cannot say none, but majority of you guys, they only want new homes. You know, 5-year-old homes, 10-year-old. Look at this beautiful new windows I'm putting in right now. Do you know how expensive these windows are? Unbelievable. Okay, I'll tell you how much it is for all of these windows, not the entire house, but just look at the video, count how many of them. 1, 2, 3 windows on this side. Let's go to the other side of the house. We still have contractors working here that I hired, and I'll tell you how much it cost me. How much money I have to pay after more than 6 months of waiting for the windows because of COVID shortages. And here's why I'm doing it. Being a realtor, guys, I get some people who are like, hey Igor, by the way, guys, check this out. This is my new heating thing I got for myself because the winter is coming. I want to enjoy the outdoors still. It works on propane, pretty neat. I just used it, I just tested it. I still don't know how to use it. See, there is fire inside. But anyways, it's actually creating a lot of heat, but you don't need that right now. That's for later. So I'll show you what's going on and I'll tell you why I'm doing it. I have a lot of people who come to me, they're like, hey Igor, I bought this home in 2014 or 2008 or, you know, like even last year. But especially those guys who purchased a long time ago, they're like, I know real estate prices have been going up and like I know I can get a ton of money for my property. Can you list it for sale and tell me how much money I can get for it? But all of those guys, by the way, check this out. The apples are finally blossoming over here. Like I've never had, since I purchased this home, this apple tree hasn't produced any apples until a few years later. And that was a lot of work to get this apple tree to do that. Anyways, this window was already there. I changed it the year before. That window was already changed over there. This is the one that's new. See all these frames and everything around. So they come to me and they say, Igor, can you sell my property? I'm like, yeah, sure. Let me have a look at your property. And I look at the property and I'm like, okay, when you purchased it? Oh, 2014. Well, that's nice. Nice thing you did that. Well, what were the upgrades you did to the property? Well, actually, I haven't done anything to the property. But I know I can get a lot more money for it. And now you're back on the market? And you're like, okay, so we're listing their property. But do you realize it looks like shit right now, right? Because in 2014 it was already dated. And no renovations are made right now. See, there's another window got changed out. And that's that one. Guys, let me know in the comments down below. How much do you think I paid for this window? 1 in the front and 3 over there. 5 windows in total. Let me know what you think was the cost of this brand new windows in the comments down below. So you get this kind of clients and it's all right. I mean, you don't always have to do renovations, but some people would ask, why am I doing this? See guys, those are the original windows that were there. Aluminum, single pane slider windows, the least energy efficient garbage you can find out there on the market. I mean, you can still use it for another 20 years probably, but this one is okay. But those ones have actually that radon or whatever the gas is inside. I forgot how it's called. The heavy one. It works as insulation. So here's why I'm doing it. And this is why you should do renovations to your property. You don't want to be one of those clients of mine that haven't done any renovations and they want to get some money out of the property, because if you haven't done any renovations, you're competing against the other properties that have those renovations, so you're going to lose out on the value of that property. Your home is no longer competing on the market if everything else on that region has new windows, new roof, new siding, new flooring, new kitchen. You know, basically what I'm trying to say is that home ownership is not about just buying real estate and well maintaining it or not doing anything and holding on to it like gold. It's also about updating it, keeping it competitive to the market. So it is expensive. Now, I wanted to ask you guys, if you already guessed the price, how much I paid for this. Well, 5 windows, $7,650. Voila. Out of my pocket, gone. Thank you, COVID-19. But otherwise, I would be stuck with some nonsense like that anyways. So guys, this is the situation. The windows are super expensive right now. And to get the maximum money for your house, you have to compete with other properties out there on the market. So, do I need to upgrade my kitchen if it looks like garbage? Yeah, one of the most important part for ladies especially. And from my experience, guys, I don't want to be, anti-guys or feministic or something like that. The women are the ones making your mind when you're buying the property. And if you're married, and a lot of you I know are married or have girlfriends and stuff like that, if your wife is not happy with the property, doesn't matter how much you like it, in 95% chances, unless you're some very religious, some kind of tradition or something, whatever, small percentage of people you might make decision without your wife, but 95% of chances you're not going to make it without your wife. So, kitchen is very important. The windows, is it a big deal? Well, look, even if you're not selling the property, these windows are so energy efficient compared to this garbage that's over there from 1969. So, yes, upgrading windows definitely increases the value of your property. What are the things that people are looking at your property when they're buying it? Well, it's pretty simple to me. It's the roof, windows, flooring, paint. Even though you can paint it, some people are biased, they still look at the paint. You shouldn't have all the rainbow colors for every bedroom, different color, similar colors. Paint, flooring, kitchen. I repeat, kitchen, windows, roof, flooring, paint. Those are the things people are looking at. If you don't want to spend the entire money for the kitchen, I can make a separate tutorial on how to flip your houses. I already know how to do that. Windows, you don't have to go for the one I went for more expensive ones, better quality windows than you should have. Why? Because I want more energy efficiency for this house. I'm not planning to sell it. I'm planning to keep it for many years. And if I'm ever planning to sell it, I might just keep it as a rental income. I have a legal basement suite. I run an Airbnb. This house pays for itself. So I'm okay to keep it for a longer period of time. And I'm also okay if I want to keep it for Airbnb up and down, make a ton of money like that, and we live in another property that I'm going to buy in the future, and that's my idea for that. But anyways, you have to be competitive on the market. If your home looks like garbage from 1970s, it's going to be very hard to sell it. And very hard to sell it means, okay, I'm going to talk simple realtor words that realtors don't like to say. I'm going to just say, if your garbage, if the house looks like garbage, you're not going to get much money for that kind of garbage. So you have to renovate the property. You have to keep it up to the date. So you have to be competitive on the market. The simple is hard to sell means you're not going to get money for it, enough money. So let's say somebody looks the property, they're like, okay, well, it needs windows, it needs roof, it needs siding, it needs floors, it needs kitchen, it needs furnace, it needs hot water tank. All these things are old and all of these expenses. Now, how much would it cost me to upgrade? Well, maybe all combined together $50,000. Oh, it also needs a garage, $100,000. Okay, now on top of it, yeah, it's less by $100,000 all of a sudden. Now you're like, well, do I really need that headache to do all those repairs, or should I go across the street and buy it from the neighbor that has everything done already? So that extra headache is also cost money. Now, guys, I exaggerate about $100,000. usually appraisals comes in like that, you know, finished basement, unfinished basement, they usually $20,000-$30,000 to the price. Realtors do it 30,000, appraisers do it 20,000. Builders and contractors with the COVID, they say it's going to be costing you 50,000. Just telling you guys, the double garage used to cost $25,000 to build. Right now, people ask for up to $50,000 to build a double detached garage. So the prices are up because of the supply shortages and other things. And now you have to deal with the contractors. Like I had to wait for 6 months for these things to be installed, and I had to deal with, for these things to be installed, and I had to deal with all this old stuff. So, in a combination of all of this kind of things is the home ownership. If you don't do anything to the property and you hold it, even for the last 10 years in Calgary, you might be looking at $100,000 appreciation on a detached house at current market conditions. Roughly, in average, I would say 100K. If you purchased your single family detached home, an older style of a house in an older community. Of course, things vary. If you went and you just purchased something recently, I'm talking about like 2014 house that I just mentioned it, for the person that I was doing an evaluation in terms of how much I could sell it for, $100,000 more. If it was more renovated, that would have been 150. And I'm talking about renovations of roughly maybe $25,000. We could be asking for 150. I'm not talking about renovations by a lot, but it costs a lot of money to do that. So it has to be, you have to be very smart in terms of renovations. Do things that you can do for yourself. Do cheaper ones. It doesn't expensive the quality of the materials and the expense of the renovations. You don't have to do what I'm doing right now. Go for the most expensive windows. Literally, anything cheap, but it's done. Stuff. You have to be a pro. There is noobs and there is a pros, like Meet Kevin guy was saying. Okay, so noobs, they put all the expensive stuff thinking that they're going to get their money for that. Pros, they put things that are necessary to get the max value for your dollars spent. So you put the cheap slider windows, but they're new, they're not 1970s anymore. You put the floor, vinyl plank. Don't go for engineered wood, don't go for hardwood, too expensive. Vinyl plank flooring. Don't go for composite decking, it's too expensive. Go for a wood deck. As long as it's new, whatever you're doing, you put it in. Guys, anyways, I can guide you through the entire process on how to do this kind of things. You can find my contacts in the description of this video. By the way, if you ever need a mortgage, my wife Nito Reltsev, she's with DLC Clear Trust Mortgages, and her contacts are in the description. You can download her app to get yourself pre-approved for a mortgage, or pre-qualified. Even you can get pre-approval by yourself by uploading documents that are very secure, following the link, or you can just pre-qualify yourself without even pulling your credit to get an approximate amount of mortgage that you might be eligible for, but that's just pre-qualification. Anyways, everything is in the description of this video. All I'm trying to say, guys, is that if you need any detailed advice from me and you want to hire me as a realtor, you can go ahead and do that in the comments down below. I'm with eXp Realty, by the way. Anyways, guys, but this video, I hope it's clear. Let me know in the comments down below which questions you have. I can make a separate video for that, because if I start telling you right now in terms of flipping houses on what things have to be done and what would be expenses for that, that's going to be an hour-long video. I just wanted to show you that, look guys, I have the property I purchased and I'm taking care of it. The windows are all new now. The roof is also 2 years old now. The roof is new. That door is new, and the door in front of it, I installed it myself, is also new. You know, the siding is old. My goal is to change the soffits. You see, guys, I want to tell you something about real estate. This is the weirdest thing in Canada. Like, I don't know why it is like that. People want to get only big jobs. I told 3 roofers so far to come and give me a quote on the soffits and gutters. I want to replace them right now. Guess what? None of them, single people, showed up here. And imagine this kind of people would ask me to refer them to my clients in the future if they don't even show up to my place to come and give me a quote and do the job and get it done, because I'm okay to pay for it, to get it done like right away. But I guess they want bigger jobs, like the entire roof, so they can make more money while doing the roof. They can change everything else. Anyways, guys, this is kind of a weird thing. I'm really surprised that in Canada you're ready to pay people the money and they don't want to take it because they're thinking they're too busy to do smaller jobs. And then they complain that they don't have enough jobs at all. Anyways, see you guys in the next video. And if you have a house that you own and if it looks like garbage, if you have those old yellow destroyed carpets that are already, you know, like they're like crumbling up and smell and look like garbage, consider doing upgrades on the house, guys. Don't just buy real estate and hold it and think it would go in price by itself. You have to keep it up to date, or it's not going to appreciate by much. You have to continuously improve your homes in order to get your money back and in order to make money on it, if it's not a new house, of course. But we can talk in the next video about the new housing and the market conditions right now, and I can give you my advice. But right now, my saying is that if you have purchased a home in February from a builder, I don't guarantee you'll get your money back. See you in the next video. Bye for now.